Hey guys. Whoops. Oh, whoops. Yep. I didn't know. Okay. Um, this video is gonna be like about a completely different topic. This isn't gonna be about nails or anything like that. I thought I would do a pregnancy vlog. No, I'm not pregnant again. I thought I would just discuss when I was pregnant with my daughter, and how my labor and delivery went, and some of the stuff that I dealt with the time being that I was pregnant. I found out that I was pregnant. Well, let's go back before that. This might be a two-part video because I know it's gonna be probably kind of long. Me and my husband were married for about a year and a half, and was it about a year and a half? Probably about a year and a half. And I started talking on a board called Baby Center, and a lot of the girls I still talk to now, 3 years later, almost 3 years later. But it's just this amazing group of women of all ages, women that go through miscarriages, women that go through complicated births, women, you name it. It's a great board. It's the website, if you're looking for anything like that, like, just something that you can get away to, and you have your own time to or you want to talk to somebody that knows what you're going through. The site is www.babycenter.com, and I will put the link to that in the box below. And so this site is awesome. The women are just great. They have your back. They know what you're going through, and altogether, it's just something I think every woman should use if you're trying to conceive, if you're trying to get pregnant, if you're pregnant, that kind of thing. But anyway, so the group that I was in, we started this buddy system, and I think it was like the coolest thing ever. And it was actually a really good idea. We all were assigned a buddy, and when one of us was either having some kind of complications, or we were away from a computer for a long time and couldn't get access, when we went into labor, when we had the baby, etc., we could, text them, call them, let them know what's up. That way they could inform the rest of the board what was going on, and I just thought it was kind of neat. So anyway, I was on birth control pill. I've been on birth control pills since I was like 14 due to my periods and my cycles. And I decided that, maybe it would be time to try. We tried from January all the way until, I believe, April. And we kind of figured, okay, maybe it wasn't going to happen. And my husband had just gotten out of the military, so we were moving, and we kind of stopped like actively trying. I was doing the whole Fertility Friend. There's a website too you can go to. I think it's fertilityfriend.com or something, and you can either use the free basic charting, or you can purchase and be, I think there's like a VIP, there's one below that. But what it does is when you're trying to conceive actively, you'll some people will buy like these ovulation strips to see when they're ovulating. That way they can kind of get a good standpoint as to when they should do the deed. And basically what it is you could use the strips. Every morning before you even opened your eyes, you would take your temp and you would chart. You would put your temperature in this chart, and throughout your cycle, it would tell you when it thinks you ovulated, when when a good time would be to conceive. And it'll pinpoint that kind of stuff. And then after a few months, you can kind of see how long your cycles are, if you have irregular cycles, regular cycles, that kind of thing. For me, I had a 28-day cycle. So when we had moved back to, we moved further down. Sorry, that was my cat. He just scared the crap out of me. So we were moving further south of where we were, to Florida, in Florida, and it was probably about a week or two after we got down there. I should have gotten my period, I think, the 5th or 6th, I don't remember, of June. And I remember we were out to eat, I went to the bathroom, and the sign of my period, I was spotting, nothing big. And something just told me, maybe it was it. And we had only had sex one time that month, in May. No. Yeah. I think it was May. So we weren't, like I said, we weren't actively trying. And so my husband went out, got me a pregnancy test. We got home, it was like 10 o'clock at night. I took the test, and I saw the 2 pink lines, and I about fell on the floor. Well, I did, fall on the floor. I was hysterical, not in a bad way, but I was like, oh my God. So I showed him the test. I still have the pregnancy test. I have 2 of them, and the line never went away. Crazy enough. But, so we were both really excited. He was kind of, in shock, because I guess he wasn't expecting it to happen, that soon. But, so my estimated due date was February 14th, which of course is Valentine's Day. And, so once I hit 6 weeks, I was 6 weeks, 3 days, somewhere between there, is when morning sickness kicked in. And I had completely, forgotten all about morning sickness. So I had it bad. I would never wish this on, my worst enemy. That's how bad it was. I had, it's called hyperemesis gravidum or something. And, it's just, I couldn't eat anything, I couldn't drink anything, I was just I felt like I was on my deathbed. That's how bad it was. I couldn't go anywhere. If I moved, I was throwing up 24/7. So I had been going back and forth to the ER for IVs, they also gave me something called Zofran in my IV, which it helped a lot. It allowed me to eat, it allowed me to drink. The only problem was my insurance wouldn't cover it because it was $45 a pill. And even for the generic, it was still $20 a pill. So I was sick up until, I was really, really sick up until 14 weeks. And then when I hit 15 weeks, I was able to I'm seeing stuff. Anyway, once I hit 15 weeks, I was able to drink. The only thing I was able to really keep down was Yoo-hoo or Yahoo or whatever it's called. That and fruit. My husband would come home with those big, gigantic, bowls of fruit, and that's all I could eat. I could not eat anything else or I would throw it up. So from about 15 weeks to 17, 18 weeks, I was doing pretty good with, between 15, I was only able to eat fruit and whatever, and then I started eating regular foods, and after that I was fine. There were certain trigger foods that I couldn't eat, so that's how the first half of my pregnancy was. I had the heartburn, I had indigestion really bad. It just, I hated it. And so for the first half of my pregnancy, I was pretty much miserable. And don't get me wrong, this isn't going to happen to everybody. It just kind of, on my mom's side,